scheduled for 12 rounds, and it will be for the Commonwealth, WBC International Silver, and vacant British Super Lightweight Championship. Brought to you by Frank Warren on behalf of Queensberry Promotions, along with their great sponsors, Riyadh Season, 32 Red, and Unibet. It is sanctioned by the British Boxing Board of Control, Area Representative Ian Metcalf, along with the World Boxing Council, President Mauricio Suleiman, Supervisor Mauro Betti, and the Commonwealth Boxing Council, Supervisor Debbie Down, Timekeeper Phil Morris. Our 3 judges assigned will be Victor Laughlin of Scotland, Mark Lyson of England, and Bob Williams of England. Our referee in charge will be Ron Kearney of England. Introducing to you first, fighting tonight out of the red corner. He comes to the ring wearing gray with red and weighed in officially at 9 stone, 13 pounds. Coming to us from Manchester, England, he brings an undefeated record of 23 wins, 14 of his 23 wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the reigning and defending Commonwealth Super Lightweight Champion, Jack Demolition Man Rafferty. And his opponent across the ring in this championship contest, fighting tonight out of the blue corner. He comes to the ring wearing white with gold and red and weighed in the same as his opponent, 9 stone, 13 pounds. Hailing from High Wycombe, England, he is undefeated with 13 wins. 5 of his 13 wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the reigning and defending WBC International Silver Super Lightweight Champion, Henry the Showman Turner.
Boxers, you've had your instructions in the changing room, you know what I expect. Keep it clean. Keep your heads up, touch gloves, come out boxing on the bell, let's go.
Ron Kearney is the referee, and we are set for the showdown between the Showman and the Demolition Man. Classy Henry Turner against Jack Rafferty. Rafferty is a good finisher early. Turner and his camp under Alan Smith have built their whole strategy to account for that. See off the storm in the early rounds, apparently, the southpaw Turner. And let's see first, Richie, if Rafferty can be true to type on what is for him clearly the biggest night.
It is a big night. It's a big night for both of them, isn't it? And I always like to see undefeated boxers. Then Turner 13-0, Jack Rafferty 23-0. So he's a little bit further down the road in terms of experience. But yes, Turner is a very, very good, well-schooled boxer, southpaw. Rafferty, I don't think he's going to outbox Turner. I think he's going to have to go for it and really put him under a little bit of pressure. But we shall see. It'll be interesting to see how the tactics play out and how Rafferty goes about things against a good, skillful southpaw. And like I say, I don't think he'll outbox Turner. He'll have to get up to him and rough him up a little bit and take the fight to Turner.
Biggest unknown as we start, I think, is whether Rafferty is now getting very tight at this weight. There are rumours that that is the case. There are stories that he considered stepping up, but then the attraction of this fight on a night like this made him buckle down and try to do the weight again.
Yeah, he looks tight on the weight, Paul, doesn't he? But, they both will have trained extremely hard, had hard camps for this one, because they know they're in against undefeated opponents. And so, yeah, this is one is going to be a close one indeed. Turner, very, very skillful on that outside. Very well schooled, works very well with his jab and brings the opponent, all his opponents over that front foot like he did there, and just comes back with the odd counter. So he's a clever, clever kid, and that's why pace will probably suit him. If it's a slower pace, he can see the attacks coming from Rafferty.
Found the left hand through the middle of the Rafferty, God, there are problems here for Rafferty to solve style-wise, clearly. Is it also true, Richie, the rumour, well, it's more than a rumour, we've been told as a fact, but just to corroborate, he has never faced a southpaw before tonight?
Well, this is what we're hearing, yes. He hasn't fought a southpaw, certainly as a professional. That is right, Paul. So I'm sure he will have, you know, he'd have had the sparring partners in most definitely. But you're in against a very skillful, and he's learning already in this first round. He's falling short a little bit with his jab, Rafferty. He's been caught with the odd shot, the odd counter from Turner. So, like I said at the start, he's going to have to quicken things up, in my opinion, and take the contest to Turner in terms of faster pace and closing that gap down quicker and making it a little bit more awkward, because at the moment Turner's boxing very well at distance, controlling the pace. The pace is certainly suiting Turner at this stage.
And for parts of this opening round, Turner's also started to plant his feet, just spread the stance a little bit more. He found that one left hand through the middle, didn't he? And I rather fancy that there's a trap to be set if it goes like this for Rafferty.
The jab's a very important shot for Turner, Paul, most certainly. Scoring points from it, but it's also bringing then Rafferty over his front foot, and then he's catching in then with a counter. So it's first and third boxing. That's a good round for Turner.
Stylish start from him.
Every time you go that way, just be a little bit careful. But don't reach. If he don't come forward, just keep using your jab until he starts to press a little bit more. Yeah? Yes. Told you, don't show anything other than the jab in front of every time. All night long. Good, really good. Just be careful when you go that way. That hand up. You right?
By and large, Alan Smith in the corner, well pleased. A salute to Alan Smith, incidentally, as this one warms up. Inducted into the Hall of Fame by the British ex-boxers over the last week or so, Alan Smith. Terrific servant he has been, and he's got some really talented kids coming through. Henry Turner, one of the pick of the crop, and it's been a real good start to this from classy Henry Turner against the more experienced Jack Rafferty. Rafferty with the Commonwealth title belt, his pride and joy, the vacant British title, the centrepiece of the offerings tonight. And Turner already with the WBC's international silver title. Still a mouthful third time round, but it has put Turner on the map internationally already.
You see, Rafferty, he's realising he's got to get closer, but he's going about it in, I think, the wrong way a lot of times, Paul, because occasionally he just drifts round to his right and he's walking onto that left hand. He's trying to get closer, but look how he's drifting round, and that'll allow Turner then to land his backhand. So Rafferty, I think he's just got to vary his movement patterns a little bit. See, he keeps drifting around onto that left hand of Turner, so that's what he's got to do more of. Get his foot more on the outside and move more to his left rather than his right. See, again, he's falling short. He's walking onto that left hand. Just got to vary the movement a little bit more.
I won't say Turner's got it on a string here early on, Richie, but he seems quite sure of how he's doing it. And that left hand's becoming a factor, even this early.
And he's, like I said, Paul, he's controlling pace at the moment. And Rafferty, he knows he's got to get up closer because he's a little bit too far away with the right hand. There was an example of it there. He threw the right hand, but he fell short. So he knows he's got to get his feet up close to him, but he's just drifting round more onto the left hand of Turner. So the feet have got a little bit more, be a bit more quicker and dynamic, maybe a little bit more head movement, but he's got to quicken things up. That wasn't too far away, but he's got to quicken things up here, Rafferty.
The problem is, though, Richie, if he does throw it, if he cannot resist the temptation, he's off balance himself, isn't he?
Yeah.
For half a second, Rafferty.
And also he's overstretching because he's not quite close enough. So I can understand what he's doing. He's trying to get up close, I understand that, but he's got to also use his own jab. And before he throws that right hand, he has got to make sure the feet are in the right position. At the moment, he's drifting round onto the left hand there again from Turner.
And again. Rafferty's got to stay patient. Easier said than done. We know he's got a shot in him. but can he get close enough to deliver it? It's not happening at the moment. Last 20 seconds of this second 12-round championship fight. Turner finds him underneath. Turner's in his rhythm. He has looked a classy operator right from the start, and he's finding it difficult to miss, quite honestly, at the moment, Henry Turner. The last shot at last counted with the right hand from Rafferty. He needed it.
You stood there though, with that last shot, yeah? All you have to do is go your rhythm down with him, just keep him on balance with the jab. Better around all that. When you move into your left, he's dancing off, you can chase him a little bit more then. Yeah?
Oh, you're not tired, but get that big burst in, yeah?
Well, when you move to your left and he sort of pulls off, carry your hands in. What's this thing?
Michael Conlon there, Paul. Good boxer indeed.
Yes. Conlon, a craftsman, and a real craftsman going about his business in there, Henry Turner. We're just going to stop here at the start of this round. With every respect to all concerned, I thought there was a lot of Vaseline across Rafferty right at the start of this fight. They got away with that for a couple of rounds, but well done, referee, now.
Yeah.
Turner's looked the business so far in this big showdown. The showman against the demolition man. Rafferty is yet to detonate. Can he get close enough? Incidentally, you may have seen and heard Terry Flanagan working alongside Steve Maylett in the corner for Rafferty between the rounds. Flanagan of Manchester, one-time lightweight world champion. Actually beat Derry Matthews, didn't he, in the WBO world title defence here in 2016.
Yeah, terrific fighter, Terry Flanagan. Had numerous world title fights, WBO champ, wasn't he, at lightweight? At the moment, Turner, Paul, is boxing very well, he's controlling things. Rafferty's going to have to realise what he's got to do more of here, Rafferty, is up the pace, go through the gears, and really force Turner, make him work. This is a 12-round contest, remember. So he's got to make him work and get him to the point where he's feeling a little bit. But at the moment, the pace again, sensible boxing from Turner. Fitness is going to play a big part in this contest, especially for Turner, because he's going to have to keep it going. If he eases off a little bit, that will allow Rafferty in, who looks strong, he looks capable, and he looks dangerous. But at the moment, it's going Turner's way, but it could go the other way if Turner slows down.
Rafferty seems to have settled a little bit more. He's not quite so anxious. I've been privy to some inside knowledge about how they view this in the Turner corner, Richie. They believe, because their strategy is built around believing that Rafferty's tight the weight, they don't think he can start to build the tempo round by round. But what we're seeing now is that Rafferty's starting to do that a little bit, and Terry Flanagan was talking about that in the corner.
I think he looks pretty strong,
Me too.
Rafferty. I think he's losing the contest up to now, but nevertheless, I think he's sort of gaining in confidence and thinking that he can eventually get to Turner. So the movement and, like I said, the fitness from Turner is going to be so important here. If Rafferty gets a sniff that he's slowing down a little bit, then he could really pour on the pressure.
This has been a better round for Rafferty. Starting to slip the punches much better, Rafferty, although Turner's, in his rhythm and has had a lot of success. Turner is missing more now.
He's missing more, and Rafferty may just feel that he can take the power of Turner. Turner is a lovely boxer, boxing very well at distance, but there is a sort of area of confidence with Rafferty now.
Do that. But what you have to do sometimes is need to centre the ring a little bit, and you have to do that by when you get back out, go out there. He's just going to keep powering forward. Don't stand so high when you try. You don't need to strike with him. You just need to to nick the fight off him. It's on me round. He's already starting to slow down a little bit. He's a big kid. I told you, the second half of the fight will go down. Watch out for his punches. And don't start training with him, son. Only take one shot. Feint a little bit, use that double jab. Change your jab. Single, double, feint low. Go out and do that again. Unreal.
All a little bit more intense from Alan Smith in that Turner corner there. Perhaps feeling that Turner was making himself a little bit too easy to hit.
Yeah, what the corner said that Alan Smith said he doesn't want him to stand and trade with him. He said keep the movement, which that's what we spoke about. The hitting and the movement is going to be very important indeed. Doesn't want him to stand and trade and allow give Rafferty a shot here and there. So the movement's important because it's more difficult for Rafferty to actually pin Turner down. If Turner holds his feet and trades, that brings Rafferty right into it.
Turner with some reminders from the corner, has started well in this fourth round, but I don't think there's much argument that Rafferty is looking much more composed than in the first 3 minutes anyway, maybe 6 minutes of this. He's keeping Turner on the move a lot more, Richie, when Turner was so comfortable in the first 2 rounds.
Yeah, indeed. At the moment, though, Rafferty's just struggling to close that gap down, so it's better movement from Turner. That's it, you see, you've got to get... Ring position here is going to be really important for both boxers. For Rafferty, he's got to try and back Turner up, get him to get those feet to come square, get him on the ropes, restrict that movement. Whereas Turner must hit and he must move around Rafferty rather than move backwards. That's a nice counter there from Turner.
Turner having the better of the exchanges in this fourth round so far. Mind you, we're only at the halfway point in it. And again, sharp, Turner. He's such an intelligent boxer. I think there's a kind of subliminal message when he goes to the corner between a round and he knows just from the tone of what he's been told that they didn't think it was that good. He's got the brain of a fighter who says, right, I'll go and fix that before it becomes a big problem.
Yeah, a little bit of blood as well on the left eye of Rafferty, whether it's a graze or a tiny little cut. But better boxing this is from Turner. I think Rafferty's feet have slowed down a little bit, so he's struggling, I think, with the movement of Turner. But this is better boxing from Turner. See, that's better movement, you see, moving around him rather than moving back and going onto the ropes. It's just keeping your hands high and then move around the opponent. That's what Turner's got to do.
There's a little bit of blood dripping into the eye and maybe affecting the vision of Rafferty also. He's keeping his guard very high at the moment, Rafferty, perhaps mindful of that. And he's starting to follow Turner around again the way he did early on. Not so much success for him, Richie.
Yeah, and again, pace is suiting Turner, it's just slowing it down. Good the odd 1-2. This has been a much better round for Turner, I think. I think Rafferty is feeling the pace a little bit, or he just can't cope with the movement from Turner, but Turner's been better with his punch selection, and that was a cracker there.
Masterful stuff from the showman there, no argument. And a problem in the corner now for Rafferty.
What are you doing? Just need to speed that shot up a little bit more for that here.
Agreed, mate. Boys ball guy out there with your man.
Fill your lungs up, Jack. Fill them up. You need to change the gear of the shot. You need them little feints and slips for it. When you've got him doing what you're doing, don't snatch at it. Yeah. You're doing good, mate. Yeah. Be a bit more clinical, like yourself.
Terry Flanagan acting as the cuts man in there tonight, the former WO lightweight champion of the world.
Well, that's where we think that there's a slight nick, isn't there? Cut on the eye. We think it may have come from that clash there, Paul, on the left eye of Rafferty.
Richie, your score, how do you see it going overall to this point, please?
I think Rafferty's won 1 round and Turner has got the 3. Yeah, so it's 3-1 for me. And I think Turner actually sensed that third round didn't really go his way as much, and he upped the pace, didn't he, in the next round. So it was a much better round, the last round that we've seen from Turner. His movement, his skills, he just upped it a little bit.
Rafferty finds with the right hand at last, and it was a solid shot. There were one or two Manchester cheers from the back of the hall here by the banks of the Mersey to encourage their man. I think they feel quite lonely here.
Yeah.
What's pleasing from the Rafferty point of view and his supporters, that he hasn't panicked at any point. He's handling the occasion well enough, but has he got the skill set that Turner possesses?
That's a good little body shot there from Rafferty. But lovely boxing there from Turner at distance, then gets back out on the outside. And that's why, for me, Rafferty, Paul's got to sustain the pressure a little bit and double up the attacks. Again, the single attacks probably aren't enough at this stage. Turner's dealing with it. You see that again, he's slowing his feet down, Rafferty. He's got to quicken them up and really take it to Turner, but that's easier said than done when you get hit shots like that. A little bit more head movement, most definitely from Rafferty, is needed here, Paul.
It's all putting doubt into his mind, even when he is in range, isn't it, to really let go. Reaching from the outside, falling short a lot. How tiring is it, Richie, when you are missing so much, as Rafferty has done for a lot of this tonight?
Yeah, it can be very tiring indeed, Paul, when you're missing the target, especially when you're putting a lot into the shots and you're missing the target, you're overreaching. It can be demoralising also. You've got to keep a cool head. And who knows, this is what Rafferty may be thinking in taking Turner into those latter rounds, but he's got to avoid the shots and he's got to try and win a couple of the earlier rounds. And for me, Turner again is boxing his fight, really. He's winning it up to now.
Again, a lot of effort, a lot of labour for little reward from Rafferty's point of view in the fifth.
Nice and tight in exchanges. When you lead that back hand, get your feet out. Don't just think. Got to stay concentrated, mate. That's what it's about. Yeah? That's why you're boxing well. Just keep it focused. Keep them hands in the thing. Boy, Scott.
We mentioned the Vaseline that they've applied very liberally in that corner for Rafferty. They were on watch there. I'm not going to chuck a dark arts onto the table here tonight, but anyway, the point is it's not helping the shot slide off his forehead either, is it? There's been some solid shots landed by Henry Turner.
Not too bad from Rafferty. But again, going to try and double it up, double these attacks up and force Turner trying to get him back onto the ropes, Paul. So Rafferty may have more success, but at the moment Turner again boxing well at distance, controlling the pace.
There's nothing if not persistent, however, Rafferty. A career largely unfashionable with every respect to him. But he's an unbeaten fighter. He's incredibly proud of being the Commonwealth champion. And they felt that he just had a bit too much in terms of experience for young Mr. Turner at the age of 29 coming into this fight. But it's already time to refocus. His big strength, apparently, finishing well early. 14 early wins in 23 before tonight. He's going to have to find another way, and we're already at the halfway point. and Henry Turner is boxing in a championship fight like a championship fighter.
Boxing well at this stage, Turner. He's doing a lot of what we call counter-attacking, Paul, so he's actually beating Rafferty to the punch. He's waiting for Rafferty to come into range. Just as Rafferty's about to throw a shot, then a lot of the times Turner's stepping in and beating him to it. So his timing's very good indeed. But we're coming to a crucial part of the contest now, Paul, because Turner is naturally going to slow down. And that will then we'll have to see how they both respond to that, because Turner at the moment is boxing very well, but fitness, like I've said, is going to play a massive part. And if he does slow down, and if Rafferty gets a sniff of that, like I said in the past, then it could be very, very different. And I think we're approaching that stage now where fitness is going to come into it.
Turner has kept the tempo high, largely, since that questionable showing from him in the fourth round, where he seemed to offer Rafferty a way into this. Sticking to the plan admirably. Can Rafferty pin him at close quarters and really go to work? And has he actually thrown one single body shot tonight of consequence yet, Rafferty?
No, not really, but well, he's thrown a couple in this round actually, Paul, but for the first time Rafferty Turner's just held his feet occasionally here, and just a lapse in concentration maybe, or just slowing down naturally, but that suited Rafferty just slightly.
Richie, we've heard your read on it. What about Anthony Crolla? Over to you, Mr. Crolla. Thank you, Anthony. One of Manchester's finest of recent years. Rafferty from Shaw near Oldham. Richie, that's your reading on it. Through halfway. Yeah, that's a healthy lead for Turner.
Yes, it is. I think Turner's ahead most definitely. But, you know, we're halfway through the contest, Paul. And there were signs in that last round where he just held his feet occasionally. Maybe he's having a breather. You know, and Anthony Crolla knows more than anyone that in these type of contests, 12 rounders, you do have the odd breather here and there. You take a round off. It's a natural thing to happen.
And it's natural when you haven't done it before, isn't it? To just feel your way through it a little bit in terms of the pacing.
Yeah, absolutely, Paul. You know, experience is everything, isn't it? But that's good work there from Turner. He's boxing well at distance, but again, the pace, he's controlling it. Rafferty's just got to quicken it up. We've said it time and again.
I'm just not seeing Rafferty really throw these shots at close quarters with bad intentions. There was an example, Richie. He reached for it, and the kid had gone by the time the shot arrived.
Just overreaching there with his right hand, and it just gets caught there from Turner with the counter. And like I said, I'd just like to see Rafferty up the pace, Paul, just to test Turner. Turner's boxing very well at distance. He's controlling things very well at long range. But Rafferty's just got to test him on the inside. On the odd occasion he has got on the inside, he hasn't thrown enough punches, Rafferty. He's got to do better, but he's got to just fight at a quicker pace for me.
Little variation on the theme there from Turner, emphasising what a good craftsman he is. He waited and waited, and he drew Rafferty onto a shot. Then he was on his way again. Most of the time Turner is first. Most of the time Rafferty's coming off worst. As here.
Yeah, again good boxing from Turner. Rafferty He's been doing all these contests, trying to get up close. But he's just taking one too many as he's coming forward. Oh, lovely punch. That was a lovely shot, that lead right up from Turner there.
Still in all, Rafferty took it, doggedly continues along his way.
You see, that's better movement from Rafferty there. Just move more to his left, and that brings Turner then onto his backhand, you see. That's what he's got to be doing more of.
Classy work in the main once more from Henry Turner. This is the chief supporting contest, and ahead of us tonight, the long-awaited return, at least to a ring in Liverpool, of Liverpool's finest of this era, Nicky Ball, the new WBA World Featherweight Champion, making his first defence of the title back in his home city. And he's getting ready to go. That follows immediately after this one.
He hasn't won a fucking round. He's going to be desperate. Just touch, I take it. Just stop, stop, stop. Touch, 1, 2 and move away. That a little bit more. Let's go. Come, let's win the next one.
Seconds out. Round 8.
A sense of belief in the Turner corner that they are in front, that they think it's going their way, but they are not getting ahead of themselves, and they're right not to. Rafferty's been around, he's been in difficult corners before. He has had a bit of a lesson in terms of the art of boxing from Turner tonight, but that doesn't mean that there isn't time to turn it around, Richie.
There's definitely time to turn it around. Remember, he's an undefeated fighter in 23 contests, so he's used to winning. And what will be going through their heads, both of them, Paul, they both haven't been 12 rounds, remember. Henry Turner's been 10 rounds once, and I think Jack Rafferty's been into the 8th and 9th round. But they haven't been 12, so that'll be in the back of their minds. For any boxer who goes into a 12 round who hasn't done the 12 rounds, it's always save a little bit. Can I get to the end? Because it's a big milestone to actually get to the 12th round and to get through it. That will be both in their minds, though. So they've got to test each other in terms of that work rate and that fitness. Oh, that's a nice body shot.
That's
there.
about time to see it, and this is better work at patches in this round from Rafferty now, closing the distance and delivering when he does so.
And it's a great tactic, isn't it, against a moving boxer? Target the body, it generally slows the feet down. You hurt him downstairs, and that was probably the best right hand that he has thrown to the body, Rafferty.
Now, will that encourage him, Richie? Has that opened the door of opportunity in this fight for Rafferty? Good jab, key to everything. Turner's still got that in his armoury. That straight left hand, which has been perhaps the biggest weapon in this fight, either way so far.
Instinctively there, Turner just moved off those ropes, knew he was in a bad position, and just got back to ring space, ring centre. And again, look, he moved. Got to keep those hands up as he moves, though. Nearly got caught there with a left hook and another one. So Rafferty having little glimpses, would have seen glimpses of success from Rafferty. That's where he's got to move. That's where Rafferty's got to keep him, Paul.
Turner got away from it before it built into a real problem there. Rafferty comes after him again, seeking to build the pressure. Of course, one of the benefits of a fighter who builds the pressure is the opponent is going to make a mistake sooner or later. We haven't really seen Turner making a mistake, but just a sense that Rafferty's beginning to ask a few questions again now, as he did in the 4th round.
Absolutely, and all of a sudden Turner, the spark's gone a little bit, the feet have slowed, and Rafferty's got a bit of momentum here, and he's got a bit of confidence in his work.
He'll take encouragement from that. Pressing to the end of the round, Rafferty, and for the first time, Turner stuck on the ropes. Might be a psychological breakthrough that for Rafferty. Good round for him.
It's good timing jabs, mate. Keep that chin down for me, on her. Yeah, listen, relax. That's what we're doing here. Breathe then. Good timing jabs to get that with your chin down. flying jabs are no good with your chin in the air. Yeah, you keep your chin buried. Yeah, suck it in.
4 rounds now, mate. Winner. Hey.
Yeah.
4 rounds.
Winner, I'm a British champ, hey.
Yeah, let's have it now,
4 rounds in, yeah.
You've still got a job to do.
Maybe have a whole round of just moving your feet. I would do that. Can you do that? Yeah, there you go. You're sitting back here like this. Don't do it, son. Let's go. Have a round of just moving your feet. Just touch them. Don't work all the way through it.
So it's 4 to go, Richie. As you've always taught us about being a 12-round championship fighter, there does come a point, however well or badly that it's going, where you have to actually have a little word with yourself and say to yourself, this is what I've worked for, and I've got to come through. And to me, Turner's starting to look a bit weary suddenly.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. He's getting caught, holding the feet, you see, Paul. Movement isn't as slick as it was. Well, the rhythm just isn't there from Turner at the moment, and the confidence is with Rafferty. He's losing the contest up to now, but the signs now, the tide has just turned a little bit. There's another right hand. The movement's got to be still really important from Turner. He's got to hit and he's got to move, but Rafferty is getting closer.
He really is. This is what it's all about, young Mr. Turner. If you want to be a top-line fighter, we've always known you've had the ability. Rafferty's been through the mill a few times, and it's starting to show, and he catches him with a huge left hand. And Henry Turner's stuck on the ropes, and he has to get moving. A huge change in this fight in the 9th round. The championship rounds, the ones that Rafferty knows better. Turner has boxed beautifully for a lot of this fight tonight, but he's going to need something else now.
Yeah, he's got to pull something out of the bag now. Rafferty's moving in. He knows he's close to the finish here, but Turner desperately, that's not a bad shot from Turner though. But Rafferty comes through it, Paul.
The uppercut found him. Turner sags onto the rope, almost sits on it. He gets away with that. The referee is poised. A big right hand twice over, 3 times from Rafferty. Turner has never been anywhere like this in his life, Richie.
He's got to move, Paul. He's got to move off the ropes. Got to try and get back. He's absolutely exhausted. We said that fitness was going to play a major role in this contest, or it could do, and it's certainly playing out that way, Paul.
Rafferty is fighting with ice in his blood right now. He's waited and waited. He's been on the end of a boxing lesson tonight, but his true grit and fighting spirit and know-how at the championship distance, is all of that going to play now against Turner, who's been in deep trouble through this round so far. Last 30 seconds of it.
Rafferty just taking those left hands from Turner. Turner thrown in desperation. That's a big shot.
Turner's wilting. He's surely going to go. The referee is not intervening. Turner's got nothing left. Nothing. Finally sags to the canvas. Has he got enough? Willpower alone for Turner gets him to his feet. It couldn't have been any closer. The bell goes at the end of the round. Something is being decided upon in the corner here. Alan Smith comes out of the corner. They're not going to continue. He had a word, a soft and gentle word in the ear of young Henry Turner. It's not his night. What a win it is for Jack Rafferty. All over the place. Out-boxed, out-skilled, out-thought for 7 or 8 rounds, but Rafferty never panicked. He always believed a moment would come in this fight, and it is the crowning moment of his career because he held his nerve, and when his chance came, he felt he'd earned it. He knew he'd earned it, and he went out and he grabbed it.
What a performance from Jack Rafferty there, because he's been outboxed for most of the rounds, Paul. But he had that belief in these last couple of rounds. He poured on the pressure, he targeted the body, he sensed that Henry Turner was weakening. was getting slower, and he's moved in. That's a terrific win, it really is, because he was behind. He was way behind, but he had the belief that he'd come through, and he's caught Turner with the right shots. And you know what? It's a sensible decision there from Alan Smith. He's had a word with Henry Turner, who's still only 24. He'll come back from this. That's a brave decision there by Alan Smith, but it was the right call. Well done, Alan Smith, for pulling the lad out. Brilliant. But congratulations to Jack Rafferty. That was some performance to come from. He was being outboxed, but he's come back and he's won the contest. That was superb.
He's completely overcome, isn't he? He is the new British champion. That alone makes this so special for him. He retains the Commonwealth title, a dual champion, and now he's on the map with the WBC because he takes Turner's honours as well.
Yeah, terrific there. Good right hand, good left hook. Turner just goes back onto the ropes, and then we're just getting caught with the shots. He's just trying to survive, throwing shots himself in desperation, but it was Rafferty that knew. He hit, the victory was in his sights. Great lead left uppercut there, then a right uppercut from him. And the way Turner, he just walked through Turner's shots here, Paul, through sheer belief that he was going to get the win. Terrific performance here, letting both barrels go. And then he moves in, and Turner just cannot get off the ropes. And Rafferty moves in here. Turner misses, there's a body shot that went in, and then that really hurt. Henry Turner did it, didn't it? And then Rafferty just moves in, targets the body again. And the righter was on the wall, and he just pours on the pressure, sustained attack. Terrific stuff from Rafferty there, tremendous win. Let's have a look at it here, Paul. So Turner misses there with that left hand, and Rafferty responds with that right hand counter downstairs, and that really hurt Turner. And then he moves in, targets the body again. Another one down there, left hook to the body, and again, he knew it was the body shots that were taking their toll on young Henry Turner, but that was a superb win from Rafferty.
Superb fight, as we hoped it would be tonight. It's academic only, but we understand that it was level on two cards, and we had Turner 4 up on the other, so that's why Rafferty needed it, and he delivered it.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 9 completed rounds of boxing, the blue corner retires their fighter, and our referee in charge, Ron Kearney, accepts the retirement. Therefore, your winner by way of technical knockout, still Commonwealth and new WBC International Silver and British Super Lightweight Champion, Jack Demolition Man Rafferty. Ladies and gentlemen, we continue with 12 rounds scheduled, and it will be for the British Commonwealth and WBC International Silver Super Lightweight Championships. Brought to you by Frank Warren on behalf of Queensberry Promotions, along with their great sponsors. Riyadh Season, 32 Red, That Prize Guy, and Unibet. It is sanctioned by the British Boxing Board of Control, steward in charge, Suzanne Potts, along with the World Boxing Council, President Mauricio Suleiman, Supervisor Miguel de Pablos, and the Commonwealth Boxing Council, CBC Supervisor Debbie Down, timekeeper Phil Morris. Our 3 judges assigned will be Steve Gray of England, Victor Laughlin of Scotland, and Mark Lyson of England. Our referee in charge will be Mark Bates of England. Introducing to you first the challenger, fighting tonight out of the red corner. He comes to the ring wearing black with white and weighed in officially at 9 stone, 13 pounds. Coming to us from Morecambe, England, he brings a professional record consisting of 17 wins, just 1 defeat, 2 wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the challenger and current Central Area Super Lightweight Champion, Reese Raging Bull McMillan. And his opponent across the ring in his championship contest, he is the defending champion, fighting tonight out of the blue corner. He comes to the ring wearing blue with red and weighing the same as his opponent, 9 stone, 13 pounds. Hailing from right here, Manchester, England, he is undefeated with 24 wins, 15 of his 24 wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the reigning and defending British, Commonwealth, and WBC International Silver Super Lightweight Champion, Jack Demolition Man Rafferty.
Okay, gents, listen, they've had your instructions in the dressing room, so you know what's expected. Keep your punches up, obey my commands, and protect yourselves at all times. Good luck to you both, gents. Tussles.
Already here tonight in Manchester, one crackerjack of a Commonwealth and British title fight. Stand by for the same kind of thing here, everybody, in the city that gave the world Ricky Hatton. The city and the arena which will stage Jack Catterall in a world title fight next week. Here comes Jack Rafferty, and he is not to be overlooked. A world ranking also on the line with the international WBC title. Rafferty against Reese McMillan, overlooked for way too long, very unfairly in many ways. Like one or two of the other young men on the card here tonight, being here is an achievement. But can he make life difficult for Rafferty? Rafferty, who has visualized appearing on a card like this for so long. He lives in the area. He's watched this place being constructed, saying all the time, I will fight there. I will be there. But could he make this his home, as Hatton made the arena across town his so memorably 20-odd years ago? Don't overlook, Richie. 24-0, Rafferty. That is the longest current unbeaten run in British boxing. Should McMillan be intimidated by that? Because he has got real ability, this Rafferty.
It's a tremendous record, isn't it? And I think his last performance against Henry Turner was probably one of his best, because he was very composed. Henry Turner, if you remember, very skillful southpaw, was outboxing him for the early part of the contest, but he seemed to have that inner belief that he would eventually catch up to Henry Turner, who just naturally slowed down. Bit of a lack of experience probably from Turner, who was a very good boxer indeed. And Rafferty, you know, caught up with him in the end. It was a typical hare in the tortoise situation, but Rafferty, fair play to him, he just stuck to his guns and he kept grinding away, and he eventually caught up to Turner. So when you're in against Rafferty, you've got to be prepared to go the distance. He's a very well-seasoned boxer indeed, perfect record. But young Reese McMillan also, remember, he's on a run now of what, he's won 13 since that loss that he had, so he's on a winning run as well. So yeah, this promises to be a good contest, Paul.
Been a faster start than last time from Rafferty here. Hometown might be a factor. Titles might be a factor. Sharp little bit of work there from McMillan, not phased. He's had to struggle and struggle to get to an opportunity like this. Out for medical reasons for the better part of 2 years.
I'll tell you what, Paul, he got caught with a good shot there, did McMillan. He's got to keep the movement going. Rafferty's cutting the ring space off very well and seems to be getting him in the corners, and that's what McMillan's got to avoid, because once you're backed into a corner, then your movement is really restricted, and your opponent then can set up attacks and bring you onto shots. So this is positive stuff from Rafferty. Movement's going to be the key for McMillan, but for me, Rafferty's round.
Excellent start from Rafferty. Welcome back, everybody. Stone Roses blazing out across Co-op Live. If you didn't know it, we are very much in Rafferty, the winning team in that corner tonight already. Steve Maylett and Terry Flanagan, and Jack Rafferty has made an excellent start in this British and Commonwealth super lightweight title fight against Rhys McMillan. McMillan in the black. Rafferty with a memorial to his mum on his waistband. His mum, Debbie, who very, very sadly died of cancer in 2020 during a very difficult period in his life and in his career. Had 1 or 2 injuries at that time. Jack Rafferty has come out the other side with flying colours, but so too has Rhys McMillan after the difficulties placed in his path. Worked and worked and worked to get this chance. Does he need to adjust, Richie? McMillan.
I think, unfortunately for him, Paul, you know, he's only got the 2 knockouts on his record. You can see why. He's not a bad mover, but there doesn't seem to be a lot on his shots. He's got his accumulation of punches is okay, so he punches in bunches sometimes, does Rhys McMillan, which is okay, but there's not a lot behind them. So occasionally he may have to just plant his feet and try and bring Jack Rafferty onto the odd shot here and there. See, it's not bad work for McMillan, but again, nothing's going to hurt Rafferty there. So adjustments-wise, I think he's got to keep the movement going most certainly, because then he presents a more awkward target for Rafferty. But he's got to try and outwork Rafferty for me. If he hasn't got the power behind his shots, then he's got to go for volume and work rate. And with the movement, so it's a tough night for him. He can do it, but he's got to work probably a bit harder than this, Paul, at the moment.
Easier said than done, I think, Richie. Won the Central Area title, Rhys McMillan. Great victory, his best yet, against Kane Gardner. And really upset a few well-laid plans for a huge Manchester matchup between Rafferty and Gardner. But can he now take full advantage? He's from Morecambe, and he has been part of the Tyson Fury training camp there. Rafferty commanding the centre of the ring for most of the opening 2 rounds. Really looking sharp here tonight.
Yeah, there seems to be a calmness about Rafferty's work, doesn't there? And again, he's not wasting a lot of his shots here, Rafferty. Calmness and confidence about his work, Paul. McMillan again on the outside, doing the right things in terms of the movement. Got to keep the movement going, but like I say, he's got to come back with 2s and 3s and outwork Rafferty, and that's the problem here. Rafferty's just getting into his groove, I think.
I agree. The volume's just not there at the moment for McMillan, and they have to find a way to ameliorate that.
Can't give him that time. Okay? Don't stand in the middle there. Just do it on the flat spot. Okay? You've got to be doing something. If you're getting close, slow the distance down a little bit, alright? How do you feel? Alright? Sure? Yeah, keep the drink. Alright, can't stand there in front of him. Stop there, okay? Okay, well, just start using that jab just a little bit more, alright? Don't stand in front of him without moving. Okay? Go the distance a little bit and get close. Who's it? Just teeing off with you. Alright? You see when he's setting, just take a pull, mate. Okay? Don't stand there, just take a little pull and move. Alright? Don't walk onto him.
Bob Howard for Rhys McMillan in that corner. It was an interesting little insight, that a little inter-round quite early in the fight, suggesting we have problems to solve here. Rafferty setting the pace, precise so far in his work, looking confident. looking to me, Richie, like a guy, we've seen it before, who wins a big title fight and knocks over a kid like Henry Turner and says to himself, that's me now, I'm a different article from that.
And he looks it, doesn't he?
He really does.
He's very composed and confident, and he's just like systematically breaking the opponent down now, catching him with shots. McMillan again occasionally comes a little bit too square and gets caught flush. So certainly with that, the squarer style he's got with his feet, Paul, he's got to move his head a little bit more to avoid the shots if he's going to stand there. If he's standing in front of Rafferty, he must have head movement, draw that lead and try and then counter off a slip maybe. But he just keeps getting caught, and like I say, Rafferty's just getting into his groove, up in the turning the screw slightly, cutting the ring space off and just getting to McMillan now. And McMillan can't afford to take too many clean shots. It makes me think whether he's been a converted southpaw. He comes very square with his legs. Look how square he is now, Paul. You know, that might suggest that he'd been a southpaw at some stage. I don't know, but he's too square for my liking, and up against the ropes that makes you an easier target to hit.
Slid along the rope, which is never a good sign there. Needs to cut that out. But Rafferty, in truth, has picked up in the first 3 rounds of this fight, where he left off after 9 rounds against Henry Turner.
There's nothing rushed about Rafferty's work, is there? You know, he sets everything up behind the jab. It's just well-disciplined boxing. Gets caught there. That was a better shot. That was a good shot from McMillan. Probably the best one he's actually thrown. But Rafferty in general, there he is again, look, with that right hand, setting things up behind the lead hand in a very composed, calm manner. So yeah, it's impressive display up to now from Rafferty.
Piling up the points so far, Rafferty. No real change to the overall shape of it. McMillan showing willing, but Rafferty in and out at will. Very accurate indeed. And he seems to be outpowering McMillan.
In the next phase now, when he's on the ropes, he can't smother it. Yeah. There's no stress. Extra phase now when he's on the ropes. Yeah. Middle of the ring's fine, you're jabbing, you're edging him back. Yeah. When you get in there now, bang, look for the next one now. So come up here, yeah. I wanted jab split back hand before, knew he was going to throw something, and he threw his right hand, but he ended up getting in. Yeah. When you think he's going to have a throw back, you're both moving back. You're
Just a few gentle reminders from Steve Mailer. Don't think you've won it, son. We've only 3 rounds done.
Yeah, good coach in that corner, nice and calm. Still telling his boxer to work behind his jab and break the opponent down, basically. That's what he's doing. This could be a big round for Rhys McMillan. I watched him as he walked back to the corner, a little bit dejected at the end of that last round, so psychologically this could be a tough round for him. He's got to try and pull himself into this contest. So at the moment it's all Rafferty. Rafferty seems to be controlling things very well.
Not throwing enough when he is in range, Richie, is he?
No, I mean, there was a lovely bit of movement there from McMillan with his head, but when you do that movement, Paul, and you've drawn the lead of your opponent, oh, he's got caught there. I think as the gum shield come out, yeah, his gum shield's definitely come out, got caught there with a good shot. But the point I was trying to make was, when you do that head movement, Paul, and you've made the opponent throw and you've made him miss, you've got to come back and punish him for that, which he didn't. Good head movement, but he didn't come back with a shot.
Rafferty, meantime, composure itself, very businesslike. A lot of interest around Manchester now in his career. A little nod also, I guess, in the direction of Ricky Hatton with the light blue shading in the trunks he's wearing tonight. Different style, never going to be the body artist that Hatton was, for sure. 20 years now since Costas Hugh.
Yeah, incredible, isn't it? What a night that was here in Manchester. Never forget that night. Brilliant. Me and Bunsey walking back to the hotel, I think it was about 4 o'clock in the morning. It was an incredible night.
Looks so much bigger and stronger as well here tonight, Rafferty, doesn't he, Richie?
He's doing nothing spectacular, is he? Just working behind his jab. There's a lovely right hand there, drawing the lead of his opponent. Boxing well at range. That's not a bad little reply there from McMillan.
Sharp right hand.
Yeah, just a little bit too square on again. But he's having a go here, McMillan. Fair play to him. That's where he needs the head movement, Paul. If he's going forward, counter-punching on his front foot, but he must move the head side to side, draw the lead from Rafferty, and then come back with those counters.
He does leave his chin slightly out there as a tempting proposition for an opponent, does Rafferty. Very smart and very often, therefore, not punished for it. But McMillan has found the target in a way to encourage himself to keep going. There he does it again.
And brilliant. This is a much better. See, there's the head movement. That's good there from him as he's coming forward. He's put it on Rafferty this round, hasn't he? He's had some success here. McMillan's taking the risks and gambles, gets caught there, but nevertheless a better round from McMillan, most definitely.
Interesting development here. Let's go backstage now to hear from the one and only Derek Chisora. That is what we saw when he walked in this evening a couple of hours ago. And it's not the first time this week that the emotion attaching to this occasion has shown itself. I think we might see that look before too long, though.
Yeah, the realisation that you know, he is coming to the end of the road. What a tremendous career he's had. And let's hope he goes out on a high here tonight. But we shall see. An emotional Derek Chisora, but he's been great for the British boxing.
Rhys McMillan had a good fourth round, and how badly he needed it in this British and Commonwealth super lightweight title fight. Jack Rafferty had cruised through the opening three. Steve Maylett maybe has got that sixth sense about it. Remember, going into the fourth, he said, don't think you've got it won just yet. So let's see how Rafferty adjusts now, Richie.
See, this is where the head movement's got to come into play. So he's had success in that last round because he went forward and he caught Rafferty with some good shots. Rafferty, I don't think, was expecting it, but now he's starting to come forward more. Rafferty's using his jab. That's why that head now has got to keep moving as he's coming forward. I can see what he's trying to do, but you've got to try and draw the lead of the opponent with that style, counter-punching on that front foot, and then go for it with the counters. But you really are taking risks. But fair play to him, Paul. He's had a bit of success and he's trying to carry on.
Rafferty quickly off the rope. Overall, not quite the volume of accurate punching that McMillan would require, I don't think. Sharp right hand from Rafferty.
I actually think he could be a left-handed orthodox boxer, Paul. There seems to be more power in that lead hand of his than the backhand, and that would probably explain that he's only had the 2 knockouts. And he doesn't carry a lot of power in that rear hand, but his lead hand is a lot more effective, in my opinion.
Rafferty rising to the test so far in this 5th round. Back at it. Pretty smooth in most of his work, pretty accurate.
Yeah, he's back into a rhythm now, Paul, of just going to mid to long range and just controlling the distance with that jab. And by doing that, he's also controlling the tempo. You've got to remember, it was McMillan who had a bit more success in that last round because he got up close. It was more short to mid-range for McMillan. But now he's establishing that jab again, Rafferty, and just boxing sensibly at range. And again, McMillan has got to move the head and close that gap again.
He was the first to remind us all this week in the build-up, Jack Rafferty, I am not looking beyond Rhys McMillan, because if I make a mess of this, I go all the way back down. So many enticing opponents and opportunities should he come through in style. By and large, he is coming through.
Okay, yeah? Get right on his chest now. He doesn't like it when you put him back. All right? When he has a little bit of a flat spot, you've got to start working. Okay? You feeling all right? Look at me. You okay? Deep breaths. Okay? Get on now, start hustling. Okay?
Let's just keep on.
When you only got him on his back foot, he don't like it, then he's stuck.
Spectacular setting here at the Co-op Live in Manchester. Our first taste of it on TNT Sports. We cannot wait for more. Great show here tonight, and Jack Rafferty is living up to the occasion in front of his home crowd in Manchester in this British and Commonwealth super lightweight title showdown against Rhys McMillan, at least so far. Into round there, Richie, in the McMillan corner. Bob Howard laid it out for McMillan. You have got to start getting on his chest and working harder.
Yep, get up close, basically. Some good head movement there, but he's got to close that gap down. He's got to do it, as I said, head movement coming forward. That wasn't a bad shot from him. Rafferty has just established that jab again in that last round, and he's just gained control of the contest again. So this is going to be a test for Rhys McMillan now. Can he get back to that successful boxing that we've seen earlier when he was up close? But he's probably got to raise the tempo here, Paul, a little bit to get up close to Rafferty. Rafferty seems to be controlling things very well, mid to long range, and then he's in charge. But up close, then it's a different matter. And McMillan certainly has some success when he's up close.
By and large tonight, a polished showing so far from Jack Rafferty. Could he even be an improving fighter at this stage in his career? His own sights in terms of his ambitions raised following the victory over Henry Turner.
That was a lovely body shot there from Rafferty, little left hook, and you can see McMillan just backs away. Yeah, he's felt that. He's probably still feeling it as well, Paul. Those body shots really take their toll. So that was a good shot indeed.
The odd right hand to the head has found the mark for McMillan in this round. Not as successful as in round 4, you understand. Just occasional reminders to Rafferty. I think on other nights it's going to be a problem for Rafferty, Richie. As much as I'm enjoying this show, I think that's something they do need to think about as they go up.
Yeah, maybe so, Paul. But at the moment now he's just raising, turning the screw and raising the tempo himself here is Rafferty. He's sensing that his opponent, Rhys McMillan, is just fading a little bit, and he's pouring it on a little bit. Downstairs with a good shot, and there's that jab to the head. Super stuff again from Jack Rafferty.
Looking smooth, Rafferty. He's looked confident from the get-go tonight, and McMillan is under pressure right at the end of the round. Looks good from here. Let's take you up to the TNT Sports studio now, and we're going to hear from Steve Bunce and first Carl Frampton. Carl.
Standing in the middle of the ring, getting back, jab. Yeah, make sure that's coming back.
And in Steve's opinion, a shutout so far. And quite the showcase here tonight, on this showcase night in his home city, at the brand new, shiny arena, built beside the Manchester City football ground. Jack Rafferty lifting spirits around here at the moment.
Yeah, started this round quickly as well, Rafferty, so he senses the victory here. Keeps looking for that left hook as well downstairs. Fair play to McMillan, look. Biting down on that gum shield. It's all or nothing now for him, but there's another body shot from Rafferty. That was a good punch indeed, and just slowed the pace. It's just slowed him down a little bit, hasn't it? Slowed his opponent down there. He felt that, McMillan.
I will echo Steve's view on it. There's just a sense now that Rafferty thinks I can get the job done inside the distance tonight. He's walking his man down with ruthless intent just now. Rafferty. Kept his chin down there, didn't he?
Yeah, there's a body shot again, and McMillan feels it.
I think he's even feeling the jabs coming his way at the moment, Richie.
Yeah, I'm a brave kid. I mean, you've got to give him, he's got lots of bottle. Reece McMillan.
No doubting that. Relentless, Rafferty. Excellent right hand. The towel has come in and it's all over, and he has dispatched Reece McMillan in the most ruthless fashion imaginable. Jack Rafferty with a terrific win. Everything about that performance said a fighter who is going in an upward direction very quickly. Don't topple out the ring, son. Enjoy your moment, but there's going to be another big fight for you.
And he's learning, Paul, isn't he, as he's going along here. You know, that was his 25th win, and there he just broke the opponent down. He didn't even at the end there, didn't really rush his work. He set it up behind his jab, backed his man onto the ropes, targeted the body several times, and just broke his opponent down, but didn't rush things. He was very patient, and as Carl hit it on the head there, measured. It was a measured performance. Good, I think, decision there from the corner, throwing the towel in, most definitely. You've got to give a lot of credit to Reece McMillan, tough as they come, and he gave everything that he had, but he just wasn't quite good enough tonight against Jack Rafferty.
Him and his brother and his whole team celebrating an outstanding victory.
Yeah, superb. So he backs his opponent here up onto the ropes. McMillan still bravely coming forward, gets caught with the shot there. Then he's in trouble, another right hand. There's the Bob Howard there, just coming in, throwing the towel at the referee. Listen, you know, he was actually shouting at him that he wanted him to stop it. But nevertheless, great right hand, but nothing rushed. As Carl said, measured performance and gets the job done. That's a good victory. He's learning as he's going along. And yeah, that was tremendous. Just threw the towel in and the referee copped it.
Everybody got the message eventually. Dalton Smith had a big win a couple of weeks ago. Adam Azim has won only even more recently. Jack Catterall in this arena next week against Arnold Barboza, Josh Taylor. Those are the men that Jack Rafferty has in his sights, and I think they need to be wary. This guy is an improver, and don't they love him here? What a night it is also for Steve Maylett, his lead trainer. 2 outstanding victories for him.
Ladies and gentlemen, here is the official time. 1 minute 37 seconds of round number 7. The red corner retires their fighter, and our referee in charge, Mark Bates, accepts their retirement. Therefore, your winner by way of technical knockout and still British Commonwealth and WBC International Silver Super Lightweight Champion, Jack Demolition Man Rafferty. Ladies and gentlemen, this bout is scheduled for 12 rounds, and it will be for the Commonwealth Super Lightweight Championship. Brought to you by Frank Warren on behalf of Queensberry, along with their great sponsors, Riyadh Season, 32 Red, That Prize Guy, and Unibet. It is sanctioned by the British Boxing Board of Control, Steward in Charge Suzanne Potts, along with the Commonwealth Boxing Council, Supervisor Debbie Down, Timekeeper Chris O'Connor. Our 3 judges assigned will be Howard Foster, Ron Kearney, and John Latham. Our referee in charge, 3rd man in the ring, will be Darren Sargentson. Introducing to you first the challenger, fighting tonight out of the red corner. He comes to the ring wearing white and green tartan trunks and weighed in officially at 139.1 pounds. Coming to us from Leeds, Yorkshire, England, he brings an undefeated record with 14 wins, and 3 of those 14 wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the undefeated challenger, Corey O'Regan. And his opponent across the ring in this championship contest, he is the defending champion, fighting tonight out of the blue corner. He comes to the ring wearing pink with silver and weighed in officially at 139.12 pounds. Hailing from Oldham, England, he is undefeated with 25 wins. 16 of those 25 wins coming by way of knockout. Here is the current British and WBC International Silver Champion, and tonight, the reigning and defending Commonwealth Super Lightweight Champion, Jack the Demolition Man Rafferty.
Fellas, you both know the rules. Just keep it clean. Nothing low. Watch your heads. And when I say break, take a step back. Most importantly, defend yourself at all times. Best of luck, lads.
Another clash of the unbeatens here on this stacked Queensberry debut show live on DAZN. Jack Rafferty defending his Commonwealth 10-stone belt against this guy, Corey O'Regan. He's come up the quiet way, and he takes his bow on the big stage. As Darren was saying, a swift southpaw. He's cool, but he is up at super lightweight, and Rafferty, Barry, looks huge.
He does, and what Rafferty does against big super lightweights is walk you down with pressure. That front foot keeps that high guard nice and tight and just keeps working away. I think it's been a revelation. Against Henry Turner, he had to come from behind to get the win and tire him out. But against Rhys McMillan, that was the most impressive performance because he started faster, looked really good. You thought, you know what, he does nothing great, but everything really, really well, and that's a sign of a quality fighter.
Yeah, it was a good performance against Rhys McMillan. Henry Turner was winning almost every round, but he got to him, Rafferty, and that's what he does. Come forward, pressure, good basics. Really decent all-round fighter.
He is, and that fight against Turner is the one O'Regan will try and take confidence from. Look, he's a southpaw, Turner a southpaw, and yeah, for lots of periods in that fight, he was getting outboxed, but can he sustain this kind of boxing when you've got someone, as Barry said, he's in your face, he's relentless, he's busy, like Rafferty. First 12 rounder, let alone 10. He's only done the 8 once, Adam, so big step up.
And exactly the tactics that Corey O'Regan is trying from the opening round to utilise every inch of the canvas to try and get Rafferty befuddled and confused with the southpaw style in and out, and it's a positive start from the challenger.
Yeah, and what you've got to do is move. You've got to keep very mobile, obviously, of course, but it's that spinning around the target that's the key. You've got to keep turning Rafferty all the time. If you just keep walking back, you keep stealing that space, stealing that space. If you make him turn, make him spin all the time, he has to reset, and that gives you those precious seconds to either take a rest or to land with your own combination.
Sweet jab to the body from Corey O'Regan, and a little combination as he gets some confidence early, which he will need after a fairly quiet rise up to 14 victories. But he's very talented. McMillan, Darren, who we know well, has told us for a long time that this kid is a bit special.
Yeah, look, I've called a couple of his fights and I've been impressed with him. Very slick boxer, tidy work. So I expect a lot of what we just see there with the right hand to the body from Rafferty. He targeted the body really well against Turner late in that fight. I think he's going to try and put a dent in this movement, and you do that by sinking shots into the body. That's a lovely left to the body, though, from O'Regan.
Yeah, wonderfully picked shot from Corey O'Regan, who's definitely taken the play in this first round. Advantage to the man from Leeds, but a long, long way to go. Scheduled for 12 rounds, one in the bank for Corey O'Regan.
Pretty good round now, I'm happy with that, Good. Keep them little body shots down there, yeah. Keep them little slips and fades, yeah. Good round. Want them right hands still down there. Them hands coming straight back up. They'll slow down after a bit. They'll slow down as well after a bit.
365, 24/7, that's the number. The only time we don't need it is when it's time to slow up.
Keep your chance after.
10 seconds,
Get them on.
Jack Rafferty, the 29-year-old from Oldham, the Demolition Man. Occasionally can be outboxed, but finds a way. 25 professional wins on the spin since he turned over back in October 2017. And Barry, he's really got some steam, hasn't he, up in the last 12 months, Rafferty?
Oh yeah, he's been really good. I think, you know, his last fight again, he was really, really impressive. He thought, this is a guy who might be able to go beyond British and Commonwealth level. But, you know, and again, in the corner, there's no panic. You're making him work hard, he's going to have to slow down sometimes. So they know their tactics, to make you work hard. That's how he does his business, make you work hard. And as you slow down, he tries to increase the pace.
Yeah, and it's not even with shots early on from Rafferty. He's still making you work with his feet, the pressure. Someone O'Regan, he'll feel that presence, the guy who's naturally a weight above. And it really makes you work. And can he sustain this? This will all be in his plans. He would have thought this through, Rafferty, that he would have to be patient. O'Regan, can he remain disciplined? Can he keep this going?
But when you're a natural counter puncher, you fight that way anyway. People always put you under pressure, so you get used to fighting in someone else's rhythm. So it can be a little bit easier. You can maintain it. And
flashy skills, Barry, from Corey O'Regan, but Rafferty light on his feet and just pumping that jab out. He's going to try and trap O'Regan into corners, deny him the space. I mean, your heart almost broke for Henry Turner, didn't it, in their fight? He was so close. He was wonderful for so many rounds, but Rafferty wins the day.
And that's what the beauty of boxing. There's so many ways to win a fight. And that's why it's a 12-round fight, because it doesn't matter what you've done in the first 11.5 rounds. If you can't get to the final bell, then the victory's not yours. I do think I'd like to see Rafferty just throw that right hand right down the middle, right down the chest there of O'Regan, just to slow him down a little bit, or make him think before he throws. Again, sometimes it's not always the movement, it's the thought process that tires you out.
Just trying to spin him around, O'Regan, and annoy him like a wasp, just buzzing. And Rafferty comes forward, but O'Regan started well here. Body shot from Rafferty was good. He'd need more of those to slow the legs of the man from Leeds, but O'Regan certainly with a good start here, Darren.
Yeah, swift, fleet-footed movement, really, really nice. Quick hands, picking the moments well. That's a nice step to the right, but this, like I say, would be what the team of Rafferty and himself would have been expecting. Lots of movement, just bide your time. As we've said, it's a marathon, not a sprint. But try and put a dent in O'Regan in these early rounds, so when it does go late, the tank is empty, then you can find the shots a lot more easier.
Body shot from Rafferty, but more work and accuracy from the fleet-footed southpaw, Corey O'Regan. Yeah, nice start for him then.
Listen, mate. Boys. Keep feeding that jab. Keep feeding that jab. Bring that long left hook down. Finish on the right hook.
Keep it there. Yeah, it's lovely work. Keep it there.
Keep that jab. Keep that jab. Long left hook. Finish on the right hook. Yeah, he's open. So as you touch him with that jab, he's leaving gaps all over. Okay?
Taking deep breaths already, Corey. Taking deep breaths already. He's bloated, mate. Is it too much that time,
You can see his belly.
Keep doing what you're doing, mate. It's fucking beautiful. Yeah.
Then jab, backhand to body when you're up.
There's Callum Simpson. What a great fighter he is. Giving advice there to Corey O'Regan, who's had a positive beginning to this Commonwealth Super Lightweight Challenge. The champion is Jack Rafferty, who's more mature and seasoned. They're the same age. They've come up down a different route, and it makes for a good clash.
It really does. Lots of question marks, and they're the fights we enjoy watching, like seeing the answers unfold as a fight progresses. And the big one here is, can O'Regan keep this going? Nice straight left hand, straight down the middle.
Lovely left hands there from O'Regan. Pushed Rafferty back with that one shot.
Really fast, isn't he, the southpaw? He's in and out, he's putting combinations together. He's got a good boxing brain here, and Rafferty has a puzzle in front of him to work out. He's used to coming back from behind, but he won't want O'Regan to get too much confidence and into a real rhythm as the rounds tick by.
Yeah, he's got his front foot on the inside of this southpaw stance. I like to see him get round the outside of O'Regan's front foot and really whip that left to the body.
And to be honest, even though he's pressuring O'Regan, it's not real menacing pressure, so O'Regan's still been able to box at his pace here. But let's be honest, we thought the fight was going to start this way, with O'Regan being the naturally lighter fighter, still a lightweight. Let's be truthful, coming up in weight, be a little more speedier and faster on the hands and feet.
But we don't know how difficult it has been for Rafferty to come down to this weight. He has to pack it in. He's got those big, broad shoulders. I mean, looking for a clash. You'd have thought now the Queensberry and Matchroom are on DAZN with Dalton Smith, European champion. That's a cracker down the line, but he's got business in front of him here against this dangerous Corey O'Regan, who's really boxing well.
He landed a nice jab though, Rafferty, inside there. It was a short shot, but yeah, generally the movement and the shot selection from O'Regan's been class.
Yeah, lovely block and counter there from O'Regan with that right hand. Really good work. And then again, just a little turn. It wasn't a massive spin, but just enough to turn on Rafferty.
I really like watching O'Regan. He's a lovely technical boxer with good movement and that southpaw style, but a right hand from Rafferty, a reminder. And he's got power, 16 knockouts, so it's just such a long way, isn't it, the championship rounds, and O'Regan stepping up in weight and in level.
Well, look, he's done 8 rounds once. I've said this a couple of times. Not even done a 10-rounder, and look, you prepare, you do a couple.
Oh, he's down O'Regan. Down he goes, heavy fall, and O'Regan is going to do well to get up from this. He's gone. There's the power of Jack Rafferty. The bell's going to come any second. And Darren Sargentson having a really good look. He allows it to go on. Rafferty. Oh, left hand after the bell, and he's all over the place here. Legs have gone of Corey O'Regan. He took what he didn't need after the bell, but he was down heavily, and there's been problems in that red corner. Is a minute enough to recover from that?
I'm not quite sure, to be honest. The right hand that put him down, I think it was a short right hand, was bad enough as it was, but when he got up and had to take another barrage of shots there, especially that one after the bell, when he was in motion there, Rafferty, to his defence, but that's going to be a real problem for him. Look at that, just a short right hand. Again, a lack of concentration, just dropping the hands in close. He's gone there.
Yeah, look at the eyes, look at the damage that that right hand done. Look, short, sharp, sharp, protect yourself at all times. And that was a heavy knockdown.
10 seconds,
Oh, as he steps up there, Adam, off the stool, you can't see it, but he looks very unsteady.
Yeah, his legs are not looking strong here for Corey O'Regan, and Jack Rafferty's going to pounce on him. Another right hand. I'm not sure he's going to get through this storm. O'Regan, he's on his bike, but he eats another shot from Rafferty. And it's all proving a little much in the power department. The lightweight coming up. And Rafferty is a big puncher.
Yeah, referee's got to keep an eye on O'Regan here. They're making a good effort.
Keep it clean.
Look, the problem is with O'Regan is he can't hurt Rafferty. He's landed a couple of good shots there. Nice left hand, but this is menacing the way he's walking forward, Rafferty.
But he doesn't dig hard. As a lightweight gum shield's out, referee is almost going to step in there. The gum shield will be replaced, but just have a look at Corey O'Regan. Should he be carrying on here?
But to be honest, you've got to give the opportunity now, haven't you? This rest here will give him more time to recover, but I think one real good shot here from Rafferty, and the referee will have to jump in.
He's trying so bravely here. Corey O'Regan. But Rafferty just menacing, stalking him, and this difference in size and in power is coming to roost early in this championship fight.
Yeah, the right hook really doing the damage again. There was another short shot, went inside. You've got to be careful when he moves to the left-hand side.
He's boxing really well though, and steady as his legs, and you're waiting for that big shot to land here from Rafferty, but it hasn't landed yet.
Well, he's just walking through it though, Rafferty, with no worry about the power of O'Regan. There's body shots as well, and he's trying to dance like he has done in the first quarter of this fight. O'Regan, blood from the nose. What a gritty effort getting up off the canvas when his eyes were gone.
He's done fantastic in this round, look at him. Brilliant work for him so far.
Body shot as well.
It's brilliant work from O'Regan, but you are just waiting for that shot to land, aren't you, from Rafferty?
And I mean, the pressure was really putting the dent in O'Regan anyway, but this now, when you hurt, and it's relentless now.
It's these clubbing shots, these hooks. Still O'Regan trying to get his feet going and his hands moving. Hats off to the team. The fitness of Corey O'Regan to get through this. Almost goes down again. It's a bit of a loss of balance as well. And he just keeps on coming, Rafferty, even though he takes shots.
Yeah, he can walk through him, can't he? He knows he can as well. Look, another nice short right hook.
A lovely right hand, and down he goes. No knockdown call, but he was hurt by that. O'Regan. 10 seconds left in the round. What are the corner going to do? Because this is really tough now. Right hands from Rafferty. And the bell again might save him. But it'll be fascinating to see what his team want to do here, Corey O'Regan, because he's in trouble, real trouble. Let's get up to Cole to see what he's thinking about Corey O'Regan at the moment.
I mean, how brave this kid is, unbelievably brave. He may have actually won round 4 after a dreadful round 3, but Jack Rafferty just kind of starting to turn the screw a wee bit. It's going to be so difficult for O'Regan to stay in this fight, just with the pace and the pressure that the bigger, stronger man is applying. The kid's very, very good, very brave, but he's up against it to stay in this one. Some good shots there. I think that may have been scored. Should have been scored on knockdown, probably. But can't doubt the kid's bravery.
Spot on from Cole there. You can't fault his bravery. He's up from his stool, trying desperately. Corey O'Regan, how could he have eked out that fourth round after the huge knockdown in the third? And he gets into the fifth. Commonwealth super lightweight title on the line. Some action we're getting tonight.
Really good. But can he keep this energy in his legs going with the pressure that Rafferty's putting him under? And also he's got to keep a high left hand because that right hook is doing damage. The left hook landing there. He took that well, Regan.
But Rafferty just needs to let his hands come out. Every time he hits Regan, Regan feels it, but still his legs a little bit unsteady. So commit to your attacks now. Keep it going. Force the referee to step in and stop this fight.
Another right hand from Rafferty. And blood pouring from the nose of O'Regan and a body shot. And again, it's just the sustained attack from Rafferty. Body shots. O'Regan trapped on the ropes.
And the natural side really starting to show. But again, you can't discredit the heart. Another right to the body.
A little bit low, that one, but Rafferty's targeting everywhere. Body and head.
Yeah, he felt that one there, didn't he? And look how close his feet are now to the target here, Rafferty. Not allowing O'Regan any space to retreat.
Sinking these shots on, thudding, delivered from Rafferty, who just forces O'Regan back into his own corner. The courage of this Leeds man is absolutely astonishing here.
Yeah, heart of a lion, he really has, but these body shots are hurtful. They're sickening.
I know he's starting to bring him up through the middle as well. He's here, Rafferty.
For all his lovely boxing, Corey O'Regan, can he hurt Jack Rafferty? Because if he can't make a dent, this is just going to continue like this.
Yeah, and the work to the body is just going to present more openings upstairs. The hands are going to drop. He's desperately trying to protect that body, leaving the chin wide open.
Still trying to win the fight here, O'Regan. It's fantastic work, isn't it? Even under all this pressure, still looking to try and land those scoring shots.
You're right, Barry, he really is, with the combinations, but he felt that body shot there. Corey O'Regan, and here comes Rafferty again with another onslaught. And the tail's got in. Brave corner, correct corner. That was it. Corey O'Regan was so gritty, but Jack Rafferty, too strong, too relentless, defends his Commonwealth crown and makes it 26 victories in a row. And he's going to be hard to shift, Rafferty. Your heart goes out to O'Regan, who did ever so well in pockets of that, but he just couldn't deal with the maturity and the power and the attitude of Rafferty.
Well, I'll start off by saying that's a brilliant call from the corner there. They gave their man a chance to get back in this contest when he was hurt, but that was enough. It was relentless from Rafferty. He just looked massive, he looked powerful, he looked dangerous at all stages in that fight. The body shots were really starting to find a home. As I was saying, that started presenting opportunities upstairs. And the Jack Rafferty train, glory train, continues.
Well, he's at this British Commonwealth level now. He hasn't gone the distance yet. He's absolutely fantastic. He just walks you down with a high guard, puts pressure on you. But what was impressive in this fight, even though once he hurt him with that short right hand, he got his feet closer, didn't allow many escape routes, was starting to work the body well. And when he started bringing those shots up through the middle, then it looked like the end was very, very near. And I think it was, I agree with you, Darren, the call from the corner. They gave their fighter every opportunity to stay in that fight, to try and get the win back, try and get his legs back. He couldn't do that, so they saved him for another day. That's not the fighter's call. That's always the corner's call to do that, to save for another day, and they did that. But Rafferty, again, stepping up the level, showing that whether you're a good mover, whether you're a good boxer, his pressure, his strength, his maturity and his variation can wear you down.
I thought that was brilliant corner work. It really was, because Corey O'Regan was not going to quit. He was absolutely courageous to the end, but they have saved him for another day. Matt McMillan knew the risk up at super lightweight. It said it was an opportunity they couldn't turn down, but Jack Rafferty proves why he's a beast at domestic level and how much further can he take it. Emotions, entertaining, and well done, Jack Rafferty, and respect there from Corey O'Regan. Well, what about this for you on DAZN, the face of boxing back May the 3rd. Canelo tackling the undefeated William Skull for the undisputed super middleweight championship. An awesome fight night in Riyadh. Available to buy soon on DAZN.com/boxing. Let's make it official. Jack Rafferty retaining his belt. Thomas Treiber.
Ladies and gentlemen, here is the official time. 2 minutes, 26 seconds of round number 5. The red corner retires their fighter, and our referee in charge, Darren Sargentson, accepts their retirement. Therefore, your winner by way of technical knockout and still Commonwealth Super Lightweight Champion, Jack the Demolition Man Rafferty.